What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another player prop video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. It is hump day, and you already know what time it is. PropsMadeEasy.com. If you haven't joined yet, you are failing yourself. Another huge day yesterday. Members were spamming with winning slips last night. It was great to see. Love seeing people have all of that success. As always, let me reiterate to you again, the best place to play Props Made Easy tools is to on the main sports, NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL. NFL right now doesn't have all of the data needed for it to have the probability percent, but it will, is to take green probability percents, which will be 53% or higher. That means that play is a very good play to play. You want to try to wait those out and get those 53% or more plays. Now, if you have to go yellow, make sure it's high yellow. You know what I mean? But yeah, green probability plays, go through other sports books. If one sports book doesn't have any green probability plays, check other sports books. Have multiple sports book accounts. That way you can take the best value wherever it is and not be reliant on one site. Prizepicks does a pretty good job at updating their lines as the day goes on and keeping lines really tight. Okay, but the data will show you the best plays, and the absolute best plays for you to take would be the green probability plays, 53% or more. Okay, when it comes to sportsbook differential like esports, tennis, soccer, some of these other sports, you want to take 1.5 sportsbook differentials or higher. That's the equivalent of about a 53% probability play. Okay, so 1.5 or higher with those. All right, I can't tell you how annoying it is when you see somebody who says they didn't have success with Props Made Easy and then come to find out they didn't even use it correctly. That's the whole thing, is if you're using Props Made Easy correctly and consistently doing it, you are never going to think Props Made Easy isn't worth it. If you think Props Made Easy isn't worth it, you don't use it correctly. Okay? Because there's no human factor in this where humans are just making up data. This is all top data off of like just set in stone information. These sportsbooks, official sportsbook lines, our projection data comes from the top company in the entire industry that provides data for ESPN. Okay, we are top data in the industry. Okay, just because we're $20 doesn't mean we're half-ass. We've got the top data you could possibly have here. Okay, so play the tools right, you'll see success. Don't, and then I guess you won't. You feel what I'm saying? If you're going with 0.5 sportsbook differentials on esports, if you're making a slip full of yellow sportsbook differentials on MLB, and you never are patient enough for a green, you're always making a six-man full of yellows and 0.5s. Yeah, you're not gonna have success. And honestly, you're teetering on that edge of you shouldn't be betting in general if you're just throwing together something like that. Use the top value options available, and that doesn't mean if the top value option available at the time is a 51% probability play that you put that in. Be patient. Wait for the 53% probabilities. Wait for the better options. Play on another sports book. If Prizepicks has no value, go over to DraftKings Pick 6. There's always green probabilities over there that you can build a slip with. You know what I mean? Be smarter. Learn these things and grow as a bettor, and stop trying to blame Props Made Easy when you don't have success, because Props Made Easy is legit. Okay? It's as good as they come. Had another fantastic day yesterday. If you just follow the tool and what it says and play the right plays. Period. Are there going to be times where a green probability play misses? Of course. That's betting. You feel what I'm saying? But for the most part, you'll have more success that way. Anyway, let's get straight into the tools, baby. NFL tool is up at Props Made Easy. You already know. The probability percentages and the consensus lines and stuff is not up yet because we don't have all of our sportsbook data yet. I mean, we're really early. We're a month from the start of the season. But we can look at the sportsbook lines the sportsbooks that do have lines, and we can compare those for now to get these early values in. Baker Mayfield passing yards under 239.5. 234.5 sportsbook line. When you average all the other sportsbooks together into a line, that's -5 sportsbook differential, one of the best values you can play. CJ Stroud over 266.5. That kid is going to have a huge season this year, especially adding Stephon Diggs. Sportsbook line of 271.5, a 5 sportsbook differential on CJ Stroud's over. Tua Tagovailoa. I really like the idea of going Tua passing yards over 256.5 and correlating it with Tyreek Hill receiving yards over 90.5, because Tyreek Hill is a 4 sportsbook differential on his over. He's got a 94.5 sportsbook line. Tua has a 261.5 sportsbook line, a 5 sportsbook differential. So really good pairing with Tua and Tyreek Hill as a little correlated pairing. All right. Josh Allen passing yards over 239.5 is at a 4.5 sportsbook differential on the over. Zach Moss rushing yards over 65.5, expecting him to have a solid season, 3.5 sportsbook differential. Russell Wilson passing yards under 211.5, 208.5 on other sportsbooks. He's expected to have a struggle game. -3 sportsbook differential there. Aaron Jones rushing yards under 66.5 is at a -2.5. Kyler Murray rushing yards over 33.5 at a 2.5. But I mean, really, there's no need to even go down here. I mean, you have so much good value that is like 3 and up here that you could definitely make a very solid slip early on utilizing those. All right, let's move on. Taking a look at MLB, as you can see, there's no green probabilities on the play. And I know every time somebody looks at the tool, they want to be able to get a slip in. I get it. But you got to be patient. That's something you have to learn in this industry. You got to sit back. You can't just go on and force something when nothing's there. Okay, right now on Prizepicks, there's just no great value there right now. So what you would do is you'd say, okay, Prizepicks is tight. Let's check better. Better Fantasy has a Grayson Rodriguez earned runs under 2.5 and a 52.69% with Michael Massey at a -136 consensus, -140 as the highest odds. Maybe that's a better pairing than anything I could do on Prizepicks, and you would be right. All right, or you can go over the DraftKings Pick 6 where you have Dylan Cease's strikeouts under 8.5 at a 55%. Pair that with Corey Seager hits, runs, RBIs under 2.5 at a 55%, and boom, you have an amazing potential slip already, straight up like that. All right, but talking about the options we do have, we really have nothing on the board for Prizepicks right now. I mean, the highest available play is a 52.02% probability at a -132.6 PME consensus on the over, and it gets as high as -135 on DraftKings. Yes, the odds are saying the over, but there's not a ton pointing that to a way. It's not at our ideal level. We want upper -130s or -140s minimum. We want 53% probability minimum when we're making these slips, or at least very, very close to that green probability. All right, projection is also on the over. So the data speaks to the over, yes, but that's not the ideal level of value that we're looking for. You feel what I'm saying? Let's move on to underdog. Over on underdog, at least you have a little bit better. You got 52.6 probability and a 52.6. These two are interesting. You have Roddery Munoz outs under 15.5 at a -136 PME consensus on the under. It gets as high as -148 on FanDuel and a projection of 13.44 or -2.06. So Munoz is a great play on his under outs of 15.5. Brady Singer walks under 1.5 is -136 PME consensus on the under. And it gets as high as -145 on Bovada, a projection of 1.4. So again, these aren't green probability plays, but these are much better than what you saw over there on Prizepicks. They're almost green probability plays. They have highest plays of upwards of high -140s. At least it's better than Prizepicks, so I'll go over to underdog and make a slip. And that's the thought process you gotta have. Grayson Rodriguez earned runs under 2.5 at 53% probability, -138 PME consensus on the under. Gets as high as -145 on Bovada, a projection of 2.4. Great spot there. You can pair that up with the Michael Massey runs over 0.5. Boom Fantasy, really nothing popping there. Grayson Rodriguez earned runs under 2.5 is a good spot there. DraftKings Pick 6, we talked about it. Dylan Cease strikeouts under 8.5 is -150 PME consensus on the under 8.5. -161 on Pinnacle as the highest odds. Projection of 6.31. Okay, so all of these data points are pointing towards the under. Under 8.5 is the way to go there at a 55% probability percent. Corey Seager hits, runs, RBIs under 2.5 at a 55% as well. -150 on the under PME consensus. -165 is the highest line over on Bet Online and a projection of 2.35. So all the data points again are pointing towards under on Corey Seager. Drew Thorpe outs under 15.5 at a 54.38% probability. -146 PME consensus on the under 15.5, and it gets as high as -150 on Caesars. BetMGM, I'm sorry. Projection of 13.43. So a lot of data points are pointing towards success there as well. So some really good plays there. Taking a look at MLB first inning. you have Jake Woodford, Framber Valdez under on their first inning. The only data point that points towards maybe it's not the greatest is their combined 1.72 whip in the first inning. Uh, that's not very good. But there's not a ton on the board that are great options right now when it comes to the under first inning. But this 80% option with the data, at least you have 48.5 out of the 107 runs. That is a good stat line. And then the 0.692 combined OPS, that's also a good option. Framber Valdez has a 3.5 first inning ERA, where Woodford has a mediocre 4.5. So, I mean, this is the best option we have on the board as the under at the moment. Nothing for WNBA. For Olympics basketball, we have Bogdan Bogdanovic points under 17.5 at a minus 0.5. Joel Embiid points over 11 at a 0.5. Kevin Durant points over 15 at a 0.5. LeBron James points over 16 at a 0.5. And then Mario Shayok points over 14.5 at a 0.5. You know me. When it comes to these situations, I only take the half lines. So I would go Bogdan points under 17.5 at a minus 0.5, and then Muriel points over 14.5 at a 0.5. All right, MMA. Nothing too crazy on the board. I mean, the highest sportsbook differential for MMA right now is 1.25, but you could be patient and wait a little longer, and you'll probably get some good stuff closer to fight time. Michael Chiesa fight time minutes over 13.5 is at a 1.25 sportsbook differential. Shamil Gazayev fight time minutes over 10 at a 1 sportsbook differential. Shera Magomedov significant strikes over 53.5 at a 1. And then Shera again fight time minutes over 8.5 at a 1. So those are the options that I would consider there. Or you could just be patient and wait for a better moment. Nothing on any of these. For League of Legends, I mean, the highest is a minus 0.5. Photic. There's nothing for League of Legends at the moment. It's not up. It's not up. Last time they had lines was on the 29th for League of Legends. For Dota, you have Whisper, first 2 map kills, over 11.5 at a 1 sportsbook differential. And then Yuma, first 2 map kills, under 10.5 at a minus 1. For CS2 today, you have some really good value options. Blue, white, first 2 map headshots over 15 at a 2.5 sportsbook differential. Zegco, first 2 map headshots over 18.5 at a 2. Ataraxa, I don't know. First map kills under 16.5 at a minus 2. Blue, white again, first 2 map kills over 27.5 at a 2. Any of these 1.5 or higher are going to be the best, especially just these. These are amazing options. Deco, first map kills under 15.5. Okay, remember, on our esports stuff, we take every sportsbook that has these CS2 lines. We combine them into one to give you the most accurate representation of where they are as a whole when it comes to a sportsbook. And then we compare that to where Prizepicks line is. So when you see this 2.5, that's because as a whole, these other sportsbooks are averaged around 17.5. That's a whole 2.5 points higher than where Prizepicks has the line. So what does that mean? The over is in play. I know a lot of people are very, very new to betting too. There's a lot of people who really know nothing about betting. All they do is wander around and try to play plays they see for free online. Okay? You guys need to really learn some of this stuff and understand why a play is a fantastic play and all that good stuff. But anyway, you consistently use Props Made Easy, you will see success. Just keep rocking Props Made Easy. We've had a huge MLB season. One of the sports that's the least predictable. We've had a big MLB season. So just be patient with those MLB plays. Wait for the green probabilities. If Prizepicks doesn't have any, go to another sports book. Period. Over on Valorant, there's really nothing too crazy. I mean, a bunch of 0.5 sportsbook differentials. If you do play any of those. Any of these, make sure you play the ones you see on the tool here that have sportsbook differentials on the overs. All right? And that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me as always. I'm incredibly excited for the NFL season this year. Also, I talked to y'all about the fantasy league stuff. There is a fantasy league portal that will be added to Props Made Easy soon. You will be able to go to this sign up right here before you do your fantasy drafts. You're going to want to go to Props Made Easy, go to this sign up button right here, grab your one-time payment thing. It's going to be like $15 or so, maybe $20. And what you will get is you will get our draft rankings, standard and PPR, okay, as well as their projected fantasy points for the entire season, on that page. Then we will have a who to start page where you can type in 2 different player names and compare their stats for that week. So let's say week 1, you want to know whether you should start Tyreek Hill or Debo Samuel. You type those names into our who to start tool, and we will answer that for you based off of their fantasy points, and as well as give you all of their stat projections, like receptions, targets, you know, receiving touchdowns, all that stuff. All of our stat information that we have for that player will also be on the screen. So you can also consider all those other data points as well. So that'll be fantastic. Every single week we will have weekly rankings for each position based off of their fantasy points, all that good stuff, man. So it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be very easy to dominate your fantasy leagues this year. So yeah, make sure you get that once that is up. We are almost done with that, and then that'll be available and everybody can grab that. I'm hoping to get that done today so everybody can grab that and have that before August hits, and have a whole probably half a month at least to just have the tool ready to go for when your drafts happen and stuff after preseason, which most of you should be drafting after preseason. But after the preseason happens, you'll be able to, be ready to go. You feel what I'm saying? And you'll have no hard decisions this season. All you'll have to do is rely on Props Made Easy's fantasy league tool, and we will help you make your decisions on all of your struggle starts and stuff like that. So I know how that could be, man. I play fantasy league every single year with family and friends, and sometimes the decision comes down to, it's hard to make a decision sometimes between certain players to start in your lineup and stuff like that, or if you should play a guy, maybe pick a guy off the waiver wire that's been hot, maybe add him to the team and he'll be a better start that week or stuff like that. So definitely looking forward to it, and that's going to be a cool addition to Props Made Easy as well. Thank y'all for joining me as always, and let's get this money. I'm out. Peace.